test the trend. That is what we're doing right now. Price broke through this trend, and guess what? Boom, 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 boom to the upside, and then back to retest that trend. So right now I'll be looking for price to really hold this 205 2010 area, consolidate, and then boom to the good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Well, this is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Success Show. If this is your first time, you're welcome to this channel. Well, the market actually did what I was expecting it to do last week. However, we also have the CPI data that came in hot, right? So expectation were 3%, but we came in at 3.2%. Looking at last week, we got that core CPI, right? And on Tuesday we had Fed speakers as well. Okay. Now on Friday we had the core PPI. Okay. Also following other issues with the whole oil and gas as well. Now this week coming, we're expecting a beautiful reaction to FOMC July meeting. Okay, on Tuesday we have the IPI coming in, as well as some Fed speakers as well, which is the Minneapolis Fed. Okay, Wednesday as well we have the FOMC, which is at 2 p.m. Okay, so we're gonna be looking at action on that day. Just keep an eye out on Wednesday. It's gonna be interesting day. Okay, following initial jobless claim, Fed as well gonna have a manufacturing survey on a Thursday as well. So also the following next week, you're also gonna have issues, and you're gonna have durable goods minus transportation, and you're gonna have new home sales as well, because this coming week we're also going to have housing starts and building permits. So we'll know more about that. Anyways, let's digress. Last week I talked about the market, with the possibility of the market pulling back to the 50 exponential moving average. Now taking a look at SPY, we now saw that action. Okay, we saw the action live in the market, and looking at it, we're looking at price coming back to that spot. Okay, if reaction doesn't come off the 445 area. Same video I talked about the market, if we cannot hold 445, we can sell right off into the 50 exponential moving average, which really will incline to our 441 area now. Okay, so looking at the market, we know that we sold off. That is for a fact. We broke that support 445 area. Now we're going to be looking at price back into this 441.38 area again. So keep an eye out in the market. However, this is not a recommendation to buy or to sell any equity or stocks. This is for entertainment purposes only. Also talking about stocks, we're going to start with our first stock here, which is going to be Tesla, right? Tesla actually been selling off right from our July high. Okay, so about $300, and then sold off. I talked about it in my previous video that 300 would be a magnetic area for Tesla, and it did sell right off and continue to sell right off, even passed through the 50 exponential moving average. We tried to pull through, but just acting as a resistance, right? So right now support, we're back to support, which is where I've been expecting price to really revisit. Okay, so right now we have this beautiful looking doji right now with that indecision, so we'll be expecting a bounce off this area of support 240. So keep an eye out on Tesla. Some factors, some names as well did report earnings and also sold off, and I will be looking for some momentum push to the upside, what I call the boom boom play, okay, the bottom bounce play. So keep an eye out on this, see if price can really push to reclaim the $90 spot and then 94. So keep an eye out. This is a boom boom candle to the downside, so keep an eye out on that name. Also, another name is NVEI, sold off $16, 15.50. That is going to be our next support. Also selling off again due to earnings report, TMCI. Okay, so I'll be looking for price to really level around this $16 area. Why? Because $20 was the support, and now we've really sold off to the downside. RSI is 17%, so I'll be looking for some form of a bounce on that name. Visa as well. Visa right here, we're looking at 241. Break that level, we'll be looking at 245 in the next coming days. For now, 20 exponential moving average is going to be our area. Also looking at the broader market, you see that technology sold off, consumer cyclical as well, Amazon, Tesla and all that sold off, with an energy sector as the green side. Okay, energy actually did grow, as well as consumer, defense and healthcare. Okay, so that is what the market really looks like, with financial actually gaining in terms of percentage. So keep an eye out as well. AXP right now, we're looking at 162, 163 as support. If it doesn't, then we'll be looking at price back into 160. That is where the big boy is going to come in. That is where we're going to be picking our long-term portfolio. However, if you look at this chart, we're looking at what? We're looking at the head here, the shoulder, right and left, as our inverse head and shoulders. So I'll be looking at some bounce around the 160, 161 area on American Express. Okay, talking about Disney, Disney has actually sold off for quite a while now, and I've been looking for a bounce off this area. Okay, that's what I've been looking for. Took some around this $86, $85 spot, and guess what? We just started bouncing to the upside. So depending on how reaction sets in, I'll be looking at picking some if we revisit this trend line again. So downtrend break, and then we should be good. Lows as well, LOW, looking at price bouncing off the 220 area, making these beautiful bottoms here, and then we should continue to push back into the 20 exponential moving average. Talking about the banks, the financial side, we'll have JP Morgan as well. JP Morgan 152.50 as a support with the downtrend view. Okay, so 155, that is a break of that downtrend to continue to push to the upside. However, our RSI is at 55.7%, so we should be looking at momentum coming in. This is probably just gonna be a short-term pull correction. Okay, also Home Depot as well, HD, we're looking at momentum push to the upside. 335, this can really rally to the upside. If the market decides to continue to the downside, then we're looking at 325 on our next visit. Okay, we've actually talked about Tesla. Okay, Tesla, that area, we're looking at a bounce off that doji spot. Look for confirmation on that Tesla. NFLX, we're looking at 50 exponential moving average. That is where we've been really working on. See, price is really pushing, so I'll be expecting this to get weaker at some point in time if we cannot reclaim this trend right here. So we need to reclaim this spot, and then we should be good with Netflix. But if not, if we revisit this area, then this 50 exponential moving average will become weaker. Okay, so just keep an eye out for that 400 if that gets really weak. Okay, Apple as well. Guys, one thing about Apple is we've been trending the 20 exponential moving average for quite a while, and in my previous video I talked about price really holding this spot, and if we break, then we can continue to push to the downside. And guess what, we reached the 50 exponential moving average, couldn't get through that spot, and guess what, back down. Next spot is gonna be 175 in our next visit to the downside, if that 177 area doesn't hold, because it looks like that area is acting as a support now. Why am I saying this, guys? We're looking at 1 2 3 4 5 candles, okay? Pretty much last week's action been basing around this as a support. So if it doesn't, I'll be looking for a quick stop around the 175 for more to the upside on that name. AMAT, right now we're back into the 50 exponential moving average, so I'll be expecting some form of a bounce around that spot as well. AGNI, this is also Henning's report, pull to the downside. Volume is decent, 5 million traded. So guys, I'll be expecting some reaction around these three candles here. Why? This is our three bottom bounce play, so possibility of this bouncing off this area as well, right? So keep an eye out on that. ServiceNow, NOW, or 50 exponential moving average is our spot. So right now our support is right here, 545. So keep an eye out, 545, 550, that is that area, that is the range for you. For now, I'll be looking at price to revisit the 20 exponential moving average for continuation to the upside on that. Also, Adobe, okay, ADBE, this is a beauty. Right now we are filling the 20 exponential moving average, and guess where we're going? $500 is the support. So if we fail $500 as a support, the next possible area is priced back to 485 or even 480. So Adobe is close a watch on that. Talking about Salesforce as well, CRM, I did say we need a pullback on this, at least to retest the trend. That is what we're doing right now. Price broke through this trend, and guess what, boom 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 to the upside, and then back to retest that trend. So right now I'll be looking for price to really hold this 205 210 area, consolidate, and then boom to the upside. Remember, we need this 3-bar play to really work out, so keep an eye out on that. Docu as well, you know, when you're dealing with online signature, you're more likely to use DocuSign as well to sign your documents, right? So right now I'll be looking at this to really begin to gain momentum, because we've been really fighting the 200 moving average ever since. Okay, we've been fighting that area, so I'll be looking for more action. This is really pretty much my demand zone, right? So we got our demand and supply, so I'll be looking at price around that spot. So that is what we'll have here. Okay, this is just our demand zone, so we'll see how this really pan out. Okay, and then we can continue to push to the upside on that. But for now, our supply zone has been holding that 200 moving average so far on DocuSign. Another name as well, new name that I've been watching as well, is HAQI. This is Higher Quest. So I've been waiting for this to really pull back. So Hennings gave me the demand location. So this area is going to be the demand spot. So keep an eye out for a possible bounce to the upside. Okay. Also, Macy's, which is let's see. We got Macy's here, and Macy's right now we're looking at price to hold this trend. That is where I'm expecting price to really come true. PEN as well, this is also Henning's play to the downside, so I'll be looking for more on the brighter view, right? But for now we're still bearish, but I'll be looking for a coil back up, and then we can revisit the 200 moving average. That would be the next area if picking some up. That 20 point, 25 point, that's what you're looking for, right, in big names like this. So keep an eye out, guys. The remaining chart, I'm gonna post them up on my stock tweet and Twitter account, or which is now the X account. So keep an eye out, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys have a fantastic